What's happening, folks? I know I've been getting sloppy with my post fights and shit, and I haven't been doing them like I used to. So I'm gonna try and get back into it a little bit tonight. I don't have a whole hell of a lot of time to make vids, but gotta get into this. First and foremost, I didn't touch on it yet, but Sergio Martinez knocked the fucking shit out of Paul Williams, which in my head doesn't take anything away from Paul Williams' jaw. I still think he has an iron chin. I think that punch just looked like it would have fucking flattened just about anybody. Just about anybody. I mean, that punch looked like it might have flattened Carl Froch. Anyway, all respect to Martinez, and he should be able to go and fight, you know, any of the top names that he wants to fight, but obviously people are going to be scared of him. So we'll see what happens from there. I still would rather see Martinez at 154. I'd still rather see him clean that somewhat exciting division out. But he's the middleweight champ. And from there, I'm not sure people would hate him too much if he just went ahead and went on and took Sturm's belt. You know, as far as who he should fight next, I don't have an opinion on that. I know I don't think it's Pacquiao, but that's a whole nother fucking video. If I'm going to even try and get into that, that's going to have to be a whole nother video. So much respect to Paul, or not to Paul. Well, much respect to both of them. Paul Williams looked like he was trying to make a good fight out of it, but he got clocked. He got fucking knocked the fuck out, man. Anyway, much respect to Sergio Martinez. If I wasn't a believer before, I am now. And maybe I wasn't a believer. I am now. I'm sold. But moving on. Big upset on my cards. And as far as the fantasy shit goes, my points are lacking. But that's alright. That's alright. The point was to make me get out here and do some videos, and that's what I'm doing. Anyway, Celestino Caballero lost to Jason Litzau. I did not see that coming. I really didn't. Now, I'd seen his fight with Rocky Juarez, and not much shit before that, but from what I could tell, it just didn't look like he was the same caliber of guy that Celestino Caballero is, and unfortunately, as much credit as I'd love to just toss at Litzau for his win, which credit he does deserve, I think the one scorecard that had Caballero winning was horse shit. But hey, so I mean, he does deserve the respect, but Caballero to me just looked like shit. Looked like straight shit. And I don't want to get into the speculations about whether he was looking past. Maybe he just got exposed for what he was. Now, I had noted that he was easily hit. Not quite as much as Paul Williams is easily hit, but easily hit nonetheless. I thought he had better defense than what he showed against Litzau. I thought he had more energy than what he showed against Litzau. What I didn't know was that he was as old as he is. I thought he was a lot younger. That's my bad for not looking that shit up. But maybe that's a factor. If we're going to speculate, I wouldn't speculate about him looking to Gamboa or looking to Wanma fights and looking past Litzau. I'd speculate on whether or not he really is showing his age. But all speculation aside, Caballero neither had the output nor the energy that I expected him to have going into this fight. Litzau had all the energy and very good punch placement for his opponent, but again, he didn't really look that great. I don't know how to explain it. They both look like shit. Okay, they did both look like shit. I take that back. Jason Litzau didn't look like shit, but he didn't look that great either. You can still see lots of flaws in him, and wondering how he's going to fare against somebody else that's top notch in that division. I still don't hold much high hopes, but I'm not one to be coerced that easily, or you know, I don't jump on trains very easily. I do sometimes, but like Martinez, it would have been all too easy for me to just be like, Martinez is the greatest after his first Paul Williams fight, but in my card he lost. And anyway, I fucking digress. Anyway, it just doesn't seem to me like Litzau is going to be one of those championship caliber guys. Does it strike anyone else that way? I know it strike MTBB that way, I think. If I remember right from videos. It's taken me a while to get through the videos this week. Busy. Anyway, I digress again. Something I do all too often. Alright, moving on from that. Just to say I was real surprised by that. And I know some people weren't. And all props to y'all who weren't surprised that Caballero lost. As far as Juan Manuel Marquez and Michael Katsidis goes, Katsidis, I still can't remember how they pronounce it. Anyway, I'm not mad about my prediction. If even with hindsight being 20/20, I still would have just left it the same. Just because, in my eyes and in my humble opinion, it looked to me like Katsidis was having the fight of his life, but still getting beat every fucking round, except the round when he scored the knockdown against Marquez. It looked to me like Katsidis was doing everything right that I would have wanted him to do. You know, if I had said, you know, Katsidis' perfect game plan coming into this fight, I would have said doing exactly what the fuck he was doing. But Marquez, even without so much footwork, I noticed some subtle footwork in there, but not really a whole lot. He he won every round except the one where he got knocked down. Every round. And I didn't give him that one. I still didn't think he won the round because I thought, you know, with the knockdown and with the fact that Katsidis was landing punches also that round, I gave it 10-8 to Katsidis. But anyway, Marquez just won. I mean, Katsidis was doing everything right, everything perfect, but Marquez was just that much better that night, and probably forever. But for the night of their fight, I just looked to me like Katsidis had the fight of his life, but was still getting beat. So all I can draw from that is Marquez is great. Look at, since we're out here talking about resumes and this and that and who and what, who the fuck has Marquez ever ducked? Who the fuck has Marquez ever not fought? Who? Somebody's got, you know, some hater out there probably knows. Drop me a comment and let me know. As far as I can tell, his career is filled with all the right opponents, all the top guys, and once he got to that level, he never fucking left. Once he got up there and people recognized, you know, how skilled he was, it just doesn't seem like he ever left that top-notch caliber opponent. He doesn't seem like a padded record fighter to me, and I respect that. Katsidis, look, if Marquez was out of the picture at 135, I would be telling I would probably be predicting every fighter to lose to Katsidis. Now, I know he's flawed defensively. He's very, very flawed, gets hit out every fight, all the time, bloodied, all that, every time, but he still wins. Except, you know, Marquez, Casamayor, Juan Diaz. But whatever. Right now, if Katsidis can get over this loss, and when Marquez is out of the picture, I'd still venture to say that Katsidis is going to beat a lot of guys. Katsidis is going to make a lot of guys look fucking dumb. That guy's a beast. Marquez is all the more so. And again, I wasn't upset and I wasn't surprised by Marquez winning. I think I'd said it in the comments or even in my prediction video that it's not going to surprise me if Marquez wins. It did surprise me that it got stopped, but I thought it was a good stoppage. It surprised me that Marquez got the stoppage, but I thought it was a good stoppage. Katsidis just looked like he was going to do nothing more for the fight except take more punishment, and there was no reason to let it go on, and it was a good stoppage. It seemed to me sometime soon after Marquez got knocked down that his game plan didn't necessarily change, but his mindset kind of did. It looked to me like he realized from that point on he was going to have to fight Katsidis off of him. He was going to have to. He was going to have to land good, crisp, well-placed combinations. He was going to have to. And for Marquez to have beat Katsidis the way he did, that was the only way he was going to do it. And he did it to perfection, except for the third round. Or was it the third? I think it was the third. To perfection. So, I respected Marquez a whole lot before, and I respect him all the more now. It just seems like to me, except for the fluke at welterweight, Marquez just gains more and more respect every fight. And maybe he even gained some respect from the Floyd fight, but I doubt much. I'm going to make another vid tomorrow about, call Froch, Arthur Abraham, but I just wanted to give my 2 cents about the fights I was wrong about. Oh, Berto, the other one on the HBO card that I was right about. I think that's another vid too, because this leads into whole Pacquiao issues that I'm not fucking comfortable with, especially at 10:40 in the video. Okay, he got the first round knock, he knocked that fucking dude silly, Hernandez. But who expected him not to? Granted, I said I give Hernandez a shot, but I also said I give everybody a shot against Berto. That was a well-placed, perfect punch with power in it. We know Berto can do some of that. Okay, this was horrible competition. He still isn't stepping up, and I'm just not getting. I don't have the kind of respect for Berto that I feel I should have for a fighter who's been on the boxing scene for this long now and is undefeated. I don't have the kind of respect that you would normally think someone would have for an undefeated fighter like that. I don't have it. He doesn't seem that skilled to me. He's certainly not slick. Don't fucking come at me with that shit. He's not slick. That dude is anything but slick. Okay? Like I said, the polar opposite of slick. Not slick. Obviously he's black, but not slick. Again, another issue for another video. Hell, I might as well get into Carl Froch, Arthur Abraham in a little bit, right? Will we make 15-minute videos now? Yeah, fuck it. Okay. I had a feeling this would happen, and a lot of people probably should too. When Carl Froch fought Mikkel Kessler, he played the boxer in that fight, and Kessler played the brawler, and Kessler ended up coming out on top. Now, in this fight, Arthur Abraham can't box like Kessler. He's not aggressive like Kessler, and Froch still decided to play the part of the boxer, which may have disappointed some people because it wasn't this giant slugfest that we thought we were going to get from two punchers. It was actually a very technical exhibition of just how much skill Carl Froch really has. He seems to me like he has a wider pool of ability to draw from than a lot of people were giving him credit for. Maybe it's the one thing I can say I was right about. Maybe that's why I feel it feels good. It does feel good to be right sometimes. Anyway, no, I can't. I'm trying to look for the word. It feels. I'm just saying I didn't have any doubts about Froch after the Kessler fight. I've been saying I'm a Froch fan now. I've been saying that since after the Kessler fight, because before that I wasn't. But after the Kessler fight, I was certainly a Froch fan, and I still am. He put on a fucking clinic, and he's supposed to be nothing but but a puncher. He put on a fucking clinic against Abraham. And no, he's not the fastest. He's not the strongest. He's really tough. He's not the most skilled. But for a puncher, for a guy with as good of a punch, as good of a jab, and as good of a chin as Froch, for being slow, for all of his faults, he has decent skill. And he will be a test for Ward when and if they meet. I expect him to meet. But he will be a test. He will be a better test than anybody Ward has fought thus far, including Kessler. Carl Froch will be a better test than Kessler was. That's my opinion. The 12th was a little iffy or whatever, had me, thinking a little bit, maybe, but no. In the back of my head, I was like, no, he's got this sewn up. Sewn up. And, much props to Froch and Arthur Abraham. I don't know, I didn't catch the post-fight interviews. I didn't really catch anything post-fight and shit because I was trying to flip through the channels. I didn't want to miss Caballero and Berto and Marquez, but I don't know what happened after that. I'm hearing rumors or whatever, but I still say it like I said it before after the Durrell fight. Fuck Arthur Abraham. Deuces.